Welcome to Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater. Issues and Answers is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. And now, Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater.
Welcome to the program. I'm Diane Kinderwater. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's not Superman, it's Balloon Fiesta time. Yes, I don't have to tell you that because we know the air is just so nice and cool and crisp. We know how blue the sky is, and we see those globes right now because they're getting ready for Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta time. This is the, 51st year because last year was the 50th. We have Tom Garrity, who is with the Garrity Group and also the spokesman for the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. He's going to tell us all about this year's fiesta, but I'm going to give you the dates right now, October 7th through the 15th. It's a little nicer this year, and I learned this from Tom. I heard him on the radio, not on my show, but saying when last year was the first, that was tough, having the 50th anniversary on the 1st of October. That was really an early balloon fiesta. This year we get to relax a little bit because it's the 7th. So he's going to explain how that calendar works. So please stay with us as we see again Tom Garrity right after this.
Hey America, now there's a place where we can join our voice. Real America's Voice. Real America's Voice is coming to a town near you with a grassroots approach, bringing the real voice of America together. Real America's Voice is growing our family of networks across the country, and soon you could be part of that change. Download the Real America's Voice app and join other Americans just like you across the country, coming together for real change.
Welcome back to the program. We know there's a lot of great things going on at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta this year, October 7th through the 15th. But there's what, Tom will tell us more, but I know one particular thing is the very unique on Saturday, October 14th, the annular eclipse. We heard all about this in the news, and Tom is going to talk about that and more. So, Tom,
Diane,
it's that time again.
It is. It's the time we get to talk about balloons and the wonderful impacts that all of New Mexico experiences as a result of all of our international and pilots who come in, pilots from around New Mexico, the Southwest, the United States. It's just really a great time, as other times as well, to be in New Mexico.
And the 51st year of it, Tom.
I thought things would calm down after the 50th. They did not.
Maybe we can get on sale 50. I bought a lot last year. I bought a lot of 50th memorabilia, but I'm hoping, unless it was sold out, I haven't got a check. I was debating. It was pretty pricey, a check. But is there anything going to be on sale this year, do you think, from the 50th?
Well,
or does it go up double
a number
price?
of different sales, but I will have to say that Lisa Mulder, who takes care of all of the concessions for Balloon Fiesta from the perspective of merchandise, rather. She does a great job coming up with new stuff year in, year out. And so, yeah, there's lots more stuff for you to buy. We have a special Diane Kinderwater section. Just kidding, we don't. But we can if you buy a certain level of.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. I said, okay, 50th, that's it. 50 years of stuff, that's it. But we'll see what happens.
51 is really kind of, you have to start the whole thing over again. But yeah.
What's new and different and great about this year's fiesta?
We thought we were going to have just slip back into normal, launching the world's largest balloon event. But you know what? We don't get that opportunity because we always have the chance to introduce new balloons, to welcome new pilots. We'll have 546 primary pilots this year, or also 546 hot air balloons that will be in the air as a part of our 9-day event that you said starts October 7th.
Isn't that nice?
It is. It's the latest day that we could potentially start because a lot of folks say, wait a second, shouldn't Balloon Fiesta be wrapping up? No, it's always the first 9 days starting on Saturday. And last year,
I always say, I describe it as the first full weekend in October it starts.
That's even better. I think you might have my job soon.
The first full, because people want to know when well, the first full is not the Sunday, it's Saturday, has to be in October. So last year was the first. But then you explained that if it's the first one year, it's the latest. I didn't know the calendar worked that way.
Yeah, it's kind of, and quite frankly, I'm happy that it is because we have so much going on this year. We have new events. We have a kite show that is going to be new this year. We're also going to have a giant sandcastle exhibit. which is new this year. We have
that's interesting.
200 more drones. So last year, the drone show, you remember, everybody was going on and on and on about it. Well, Verge Aero, who's actually created the drone show, is adding not 400, but 200 balloons to their 400. So we have 600 drones.
And that's
That'll
both
be-
shows, I mean, on the weekends and Thursdays and Fridays, the early morning and also what time is it during the glows, the drone show?
It'll be, I believe it's just before, but we have a full schedule on balloonfiesta.com.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, what's really nice is that that's not even the main show. The main show.
Well, I
are
thought the
all
fireworks were.
hot air
Sometimes it's
balloons.
the fireworks.
Oh,
the drone
fireworks are
shows,
great.
lighting up, they're just zipping all around.
Yeah.
They're making the Zia sign. They're saying the New Mexico Balloon Fiesta, balloons. That's just the drones are doing that zipping. And then we got the fireworks. And then in between, we have balloons launching. Okay.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
big
like,
show.
hey, don't forget balloons. You know, we're still the largest in the world. Our friends in Lorraine, France, you know, they're going to be focused on this year's, you know, on their event in 2024. But you know, it's a great way. Albuquerque is the place where the world comes for ballooning, and you know, this year we're going to have, you know, gosh, at least 16 different countries participating, either in the Balloon Fiesta itself or in the Gordon Bennett, is where they'll be represented. And
Read the list. You have the list.
oh, you bet I do. You know, we have Austria, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, the Czech Republic, France, Germany, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Mexico, Poland, Spain, Switzerland, Ukraine, United Kingdom, and the United States of America.
It seems like Brazil has a lot of special shapes.
Yeah, you know, they have a great presence when it comes to special shaped balloons. You know, they have folks who can create these really magical you know, balloons to just basically fill the air and stuff. But yeah, so Brazil, definitely known for their presence with special shaped balloons. It's also great to see so many balloons coming in from Europe as well, because you know, they're coming in not just for the regular shapes, but also for the Gordon Bennett gas balloon race too.
And that's, I think that starts on the first Saturday, isn't it? The
It
Gordon
does,
Bennett.
yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't take off because winds might not be favorable, but it's around 3 o'clock, I think, in the afternoon, or 4 o'clock is the Gordon Bennett race.
Yeah, so this year it's the first time the Gordon Bennett has actually been here since 200008. And you know, a lot of us are familiar with the America's Challenge gas balloon race.
I'm bad, yes.
And the America's Challenge is the qualifier for the Gordon Bennett. And the reason that we're able to host the Gordon Bennett is because the FAI, which is the FAICIA, which is it's like the organization that manages the sport of ballooning. They wanted to change up the schedule a little bit. That created a gap year. So the winner of the Gordon Bennett hosts it typically the next year, but in order to give them an extra year of planning, the team that wins, their country can host it in 2 years. So that created a gap year. So the Balloon Fiesta submitted an application to a request for RFPs, and we were fortunate enough to win that RFP.
For the gap year.
For the gap year, which is 2023. So
So
that's
we didn't
why
win,
we have
so
the
we didn't
Gordon
win
Bennett.
it. We didn't win it in 2022.
No, actually, I believe
Okay.
Switzerland or Germany.
So then in
Yeah,
2024, it's going to be back in Europe.
correct. Yeah.
Will there always be a gap year?
No. After this, the next time the Gordon Bennett is in New Mexico,
Is if
it's
we win it.
because we win it.
I like the idea of a gap year, getting stuff without having to
know.
win.
I just like the extra 7 days that we have this year to get ready for this year's event. So.
But we always have are we going to have the Americans Challenge as well this year?
Yeah, we may launch a couple of extra gas balloons, but the America's Challenge itself will not occur this year. And the extra balloons that may launch, there's some discussion about whether or not they will or won't, is if they wanted to also try and qualify for the Gordon Bennett that will be held in Germany in 2024.
So we haven't had it here since 2008.
Yeah.
Oh.
And what really makes the Gordon Bennett exciting is that, you know, it's truly international representation, and it's balloons to see who can fly the farthest distance from Albuquerque. And that is no small feat. I mean, you have to be able to look at the winds aloft. You have to be able to look at what the weather is. And then you have to manage your fuel supply, because you get one tank of gas in an envelope, and that's it. And then after that, you either let out ballast or you let out gas to basically moderate your your altitude. And then that's all in an effort to try and track the right kind of jet stream or the right airflow to take you the farthest distance.
And it usually goes to the East Coast.
Yeah, the balloons have gone as far as Wisconsin, up into Nova Scotia, like the America's Challenge last year. And then, out to the East Coast, they've gone, a variety of different places around, but this is mainly the Eastern time zone, yes.
The Gordon Bennett, again, is more international because we have the America's Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We have that every year, but the Gordon Bennett is a big deal. Now, do many
Really is.
New Mexicans, visitors, know to go watch the launch of the Gordon Bennett? Is it, because I've gone out there and there's not as, of course, many people as in the mornings,
Mm-hmm.
but what would you say about that launch?
Oh yeah, it's a magical launch. My aunt, who lives in New York, actually now she lives in Connecticut rather, Aunt Paula, she loves to come out and watch the gas balloons, and she tracks them. Because that's one of the neat things, is that you can watch the balloons launch from Albuquerque and then use your phone to track them as they're kind of crisscrossing America. So it's a sport and a competition that you can remain engaged with. From the spectator perspective, to answer your question, we're definitely raising more awareness. But when you see these balloons launch, it takes one back to the days of yore, right? When you're thinking of you have people embracing because they're thinking that they will not see their loved ones for days on end, whereas a typical balloon flight lasts anywhere from 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour. These are like several days. And yeah, so you have, it's kind of that romance of ballooning when they launch and they leave and they're playing the national anthem. There's the cheer of the crowd. Oh, it's just fantastic.
It's been a long, 2008?
Yeah,
that's a long time.
It is.
What app would they use to track? What app does your aunt use?
Well, she uses the Balloon Fiesta app, of course. I mean, but what you can do as well is if you don't want to download an app, you can go to balloonfiesta.com and then go to gas balloons, and you'll see, on events and gas balloons, that you'll have all the tracking right there. It's live online.
Fantastic. We only track those balloons, though. America's Challenge and Gordon Bennett. We don't track every 546 other balloons, do we?
No, because we pretty much know where they're going to be flying. Yeah.
We can see it. You look up. If it's not Superman or a plane or a bird, it's a balloon up there.
There are requirements that are connected to a discussion that took place around ADS-B. Basically, it requires balloons to be discoverable, and so yeah, we're able to, more than just line of sight, be able to tell where the balloons are.
Tell us the best you can. I know you're just the messenger, or not just, you are the messenger, about parking and getting to the Balloon Fiesta. People always ask, what time should I leave my home in Albuquerque or even Santa Fe to go? And the answer is early.
Yeah.
Early.
So the gates open at 4 o'clock. And on the
4
first
o'clock.
Saturday,
4
a.m., yeah,
okay.
And 4 a.m. is not too early because there's a lot of stuff occurring on the balloon field. But for that first Saturday, if you leave your house about 4:30, you should be fine.
Even 4:30 the first.
Yeah, if you're driving yourself. If you are taking park and ride, you want to make sure that you buy those tickets online. Because those are, a lot of those are sold out because we have different flights from our different locations. That's what we call the different departures. And they're going to be leaving from Hoffmantown, Coronado on the east side, and then on the west side, they're going to be leaving from Cottonwood and Intel. Don't go to the places thinking you're going to buy your tickets there. It's not how it works. But if you're a last minute kind of adventurer, like some New Mexico residents are, you'll just want to get on your bike, and then you can just ride up the North Diversion Channel to Balloon Fiesta Park, and then park your bike at the just outside of the Balloon Museum. And we have a bike valet who's able to take your bike. It's all free of charge. And then all you need is money your ticket to get into Balloon Fiesta Park.
And what is the price these days?
$15. Children 12 and under are free, and that's per session.
Do you, Tom Garrity, know of any other event in this world where 12 and under are free? I don't know.
Diane Kinderwater, I do not know of any events
that
are still free for kids 12 and under. I know.
That's why there's a heck of a lot of kids out there.
It's the age and not how they act. So yeah.
Okay. I know some of those 12-year-olds. They got to pay $15. What else would you like to share that's new and different?
Oh wow! One of the things that we talked about already include the drone show. In addition to the hot air balloons, we have Team Fast Tracks, who's going to be out here again this year.
The skydivers.
For the afternoon. Yeah, they're the skydivers. They're going to be out here for the afternoon events, which is great. Of course, we talked about the kite show, the sand castle, up and down.
What's the kite show?
The kite show is it's actually a group that comes out with giant stunt kites. So these are not the kind that that we all enjoy, as far as like letting the string out and just enjoying, see what happens. These are rather sizable, 3-foot, 5-foot wingspan kites with the double handles, and they do acrobats and stuff. And
that is not at all what I expected you to say.
And then they have a lot of special shape kites.
Are they
as
jumping out of planes or?
Oh no! They're firm. They're on terra firma. Yeah, they're on the ground. They're just kind of guiding the kites, and they'll be.
Oh, they're guiding.
They're
not like, what are they called?
Oh, they're not parasailing or anything like that.
Okay,
no.
That's for next year.
That's. No, we'll put you on the events committee.
That's enough. Oh, they're maneuvering these big kites.
Yeah, oh, they are.
Now, what days of the weeks will the kite show be?
The kite show will actually be in the afternoons, actually late mornings of both weekends. We have full schedule on balloonfiesta.com. Okay. And then, of course, we also have this year the remote control balloons are back. These remote control balloons, and they're here on limited time. So we'll have 4 different shows featuring the RC balloons, and it's the Fiesta de los Globitos. And it is fantastic to watch these they're quarter-size scale hot air balloons.
So big.
Oh, yeah, they're still taller than you and I. I mean, even if I were to put you on my shoulders, it would still be a little bit taller than that. And that would just be really, it's great because it provides a great introduction to ballooning for a lot of folks because you get to see how a balloon operates just on a smaller scale. These still have hot air. They still have propane. They still have a lead line. And so you have all of these different aspects of ballooning, just a quarter size of an actual size balloon.
With no one in them.
No one in them.
Because they're remote control. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen some great pictures. So, people who are looking to take selfies out there with these quarter scale and little Yoda in the basket, a little toy Yoda, that's fantastic. That's a good selfie right there.
Thank you for giving us a suggestion. We wouldn't know what kind of selfie to take. We wouldn't have no idea what to do.
Okay, so this is one of the questions that I get on a regular basis out of Balloon Fiestas. Where's the best place for a selfie? And I said, well, go out into the middle of the field and have at it. But, the areas from Balloon Fiesta that really have the most memorable kind of views, I think, definitely anywhere on the field, which is great because you can go right up to the balloons. But, there's an area, and this is just you and me talking, okay? There's an area on the southwest part of the field over by the golf, the putt-putt green. We have the gondola club over there. But anyway, because what you get is you get the sun coming up over the Sandias, you get the Sandia Mountains, you get hot air balloons, and so all you need to do is add in green chili and you have all the things that make New Mexico classic.
Excellent. You can smell that roasting chili. I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we didn't even talk about it yet. One of the newest things, or the only thing that's happened, is the most unique place to watch the October 14th annular eclipse.
It's
big.
Funny. It is huge. It's great. And this first, the Balloon Fiesta staff, nothing gets by the Balloon Fiesta staff. And so about 5-6 years ago, somebody was saying, hey, when 2023 rolls around, we're going to have an eclipse here. Everybody goes, ooh, that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Then as we got closer to 2023, everybody's like, ooh, hey, we've got that whole eclipse thing happening. But yeah, so here's what's happening with the eclipse. So it's going to be occurring on the second Saturday, and it's going to be integrated into a part of our normal flying activities. Because you'll remember on Saturdays, on the weekend mass ascensions, we always launch at 7 a.m. with the balloon of the day, the national anthem. We're going to have a special flyover too. And then we start launching balloons. Dawn Patrol will have already been up. And so we'll launch the balloons in 2 to 3 different waves. And then as they're hopefully capturing the Albuquerque box and percolating, we're going to have some other balloons, 72 to be exact, that will be setting up on the field to do a balloon glow. Because at about 9:13 is when the annular eclipse will start, and Albuquerque is in the path of totality. And so what that means is that from about 9:13 until about 10:35 or so, when the moon gets in front of the sun, it will, at that point, it will get not pitch dark, but it will seem like sunrise. And so what we're wanting to be able to do is really kind of take advantage of that lack of light and leverage one of Balloon Fiesta's best assets, which are the balloon glows.
That's good.
And their signature here and stuff. So,
but you can see it. You don't have to be here at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night. You can be here at 10 o'clock in the morning to see the balloon glow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But know that we are going to have 80,000 solar glasses at Balloon Fiesta that NASA is providing. NASA is going to be on Balloon Fiesta Park, as well as they're setting up over at the Balloon Museum. And they're going to be doing live coverage of this annular eclipse as it crosses the United States. And they're going to have an entire crew right here in Albuquerque. Not only that, but they're going to have a team out at Balloon Fiesta to explain to people what's happening with the eclipse. So it's going to be an exciting event. We're happy to have NASA's involvement with us. And yeah, it's going to be a fun time, no doubt, because later that day we have Music Fiesta. And Music Fiesta starts up at about noon. So just as the eclipse is ending, we're starting up with the Music Fiesta, and it's all just a lot of fun.
That's the second Saturday. Do we have afternoon shows as well?
We do.
I mean, I know we have the grand stage after the balloons lift off.
Yeah.
We have music throughout the day, but how about afternoon concerts? And that's country star Lee Bryce will headline the Music Fiesta, which is at 14th. But what about other afternoons?
Other afternoons, the typical afternoon event, about 4:30 or so, we'll have pilot briefing. We have a lot of events taking place out there starting at 4 o'clock, vendors, concessions, food, merchandise. So we have a lot of different opportunities for our guests to basically explore and buy and just enjoy all that is out at Balloon Fiesta Park. And that's typically followed by the team fast tracks that will come in and land, and then we'll have the afternoon balloon glow into the evening, when we'll have team fast tracks come back. We'll have the drone show followed by the fireworks. So it's just going to be a lot of fun.
I'm tired already.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
Start sleeping now, taking your naps now to get ready. It's really for all this stuff going on.
Oh, we never sleep anymore anyway.
Yeah. Oh, especially in the morning. Well, I can't sleep. Well, go to the Balloon Fiesta. It's 4 o'clock. Get up and go.
Yeah.
Tom, it's amazing that they add more things. But I mean, combining this annular eclipse with the Gordon Bennett, this is a big, big year.
Yeah, it really is. The 51 never looked so good. And we're so fortunate to have great support from the community. The support that we receive, not just from the very heavy law enforcement and public safety presence that we have out at Balloon Fiesta. 24 different entities have a presence out at Balloon Fiesta Park. But also from the tourism industry, the visitor industry is great. And because what happens is that this really is a signature event for the state. As well as for the city as well. But people come here and then they hub and spoke from Balloon Fiesta to go explore the other great things New Mexico has to offer. And so from that perspective, we're very humbly grateful that we have the opportunity to introduce people to New Mexico.
So we all have to be on our best behavior.
That would be appropriate, yeah.
Did they build a new, well, keep it down, the crime in New Mexico. Let's not have any showings at that time. Did they build a new road or something going into Fiesta Park? Did it work on some expansion of the road?
Last year, we actually were able to unveil, with the help of the city of Albuquerque, a new on-ramp to I-25 southbound. And so what that does is they moved the southbound I-25 on-ramp at Roy Road, Tramway Roy Road. They just moved it down so that way it aligns with Balloon Fiesta Parkway.
Okay.
So when people are exiting Balloon Fiesta, from that exit, they're able to go ahead and just merge right onto the interstate.
Okay. We used to
Yeah.
go all the way down to I think Alameda.
Yeah, Alameda. In fact,
so it's departing the Fiesta, leaving the Fiesta.
correct.
You're able to
You'll
get onto
still
the
be,
interstate.
depending
Yes.
based on which lot you're in, you'll either go out that direction or out by way of Alameda. In fact, that's always good to know, is that getting to Balloon Fiesta Park, people can take Alameda or they can take I-25.
Very good. Anything else? We've covered
Plenty.
it all.
Do we have another 2 hours? This is fantastic. No. I appreciate your time.
What, other than where is the best place to take a selfie, what do you think people, and we're not confused because we know Fiesta, but what are they most confused about? Maybe the timing, that you have to get up there early?
It's the weather, I think, causes the greatest confusion, because for two reasons. One is people are thinking that, it's cold out, I'm going to put a jacket on. That's great. Make sure you just dress in layers. And then the other way, the weather is also impacts, because as we saw last year, sometimes we don't have perfect weather. And so the best way to keep track of the events are either through the app on Balloon Fiesta. There's also a nifty little text messaging alert system that people can register for at balloonfiesta.com. And then on the field, if for all the Luddites in the world who don't want to have anything to do with technology, we have a flag just behind center stage that has it's either going to be flying red, yellow, or green. And this is the time that we all want to see green, because that means events are on schedule. But if it means yellow, it just means we're in a holding pattern. And of course, red means that the events are not going to occur today.
We're praying that it doesn't happen this year.
Yes.
Tom Garrity, spokesman for the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta and the president, founder of the Garrity Group, PR firm here in New Mexico. Thanks for all you do for our community, and thanks so much for being a part of this program.
Thank you, Diane.
Keep us laughing. Thanks for watching. I'm Diane Kinderwater. Make it a great week with your family. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
The New Mexico Modern Child Support Family Program works to benefit both parents for the purpose of improving children's lives. It provides the basics of child support, but goes further by helping parents step up to find better job opportunities that get them back on track to paying their monthly child support obligation. Find out how the Child Support Step Up program can help your modern family. Contact New Mexico Child Support today to learn more.
Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. To comment on today's program or to purchase a copy of any Issues and Answers program, visit sunbroadcasting.org or call us at 505-345-1991.